We turn our attention to sports, and making his debut on Newswatch, Andrew Spade. Good evening, Andrew.
Thanks, Harrison. Eastern Illinois men's basketball looks to take down the 5th-ranked team in the country. We'll tell you if the Panthers come out on top. Plus, an Illinois football player wins an award that hasn't been won in almost 3 decades. Thank you for watching your WIU Sports Watch Report. It's coming up next.
Art was one of the powers that made life life. I think we all believed that.
I'm gonna kick down every single door. I'm gonna show you what you never ever seen before. So control you, I'm gonna show you.
This is a real life story of a real live person.
This was my only connection to my culture.
Fight the power.
Our stories deserve to be heard.
You're passionate and you respect your heritage. That is a perfect recipe.
Now is the time for the Reformation. Now is the time to rebuild the nation.
That's amazing.
You're making me cry.
Some girls can go out there and just steal a spotlight.
This is the moment that we've all been waiting for.
Everyone has something to contribute to humanity. The arts are the thing that does that.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
The Eastern Illinois men's basketball team hits the road to take on a ranked Kansas team, and they're 38-point underdogs. Despite that, the Panthers give the number 5 Jayhawks a run for their money, down by just 1 point with 5 minutes left, but Kansas struggles past Eastern, winning 71-63. Tiger Booker led Eastern with 20 points in his first game back after missing 4 with an injury. 3 other Panthers also knocked double digits: Kyle Shelton, Cooper Jacoby, and Dan Lewers. Kansas head coach Bill Self says playing this game after the team's trip to Hawaii was a challenge, and Eastern been sure of that.
Trap game is not fair because that's not giving Eastern Illinois enough credit for playing well. But it wasn't the ideal game to play in the moment that we played. We need to play a game this week, but I knew going into the game that this was going to be a harder game than what people thought.
With the loss, EIU moves to 3-5 in the season, while Kansas moves to 7-1 with their only loss being against Marquette. The Panthers will be back at home Saturday, taking on the University of Health Sciences and Pharmacy. Now we move from men's to women's basketball as the Eastern Illinois takes on New Mexico in a game that goes into overtime. In fact, the Panthers built a 5-point lead in those extra innings, but couldn't pull off the upset, falling to New Mexico 81-78. Macy McGlone drops 29 points to the game, along with Ellie Buzzles 19. Eastern falls to 1-5 on the season, but looks to pick things up again next weekend against Loyola. Now we move from New Mexico to Terre Haute as the Indiana men's team kicks off conference play and looks to stay undefeated at home. The Sycamores do just that, coming out on top over Southern Illinois in a one-sided 77-48 victory, thanks to Isaiah Swoop's 22 points and 6 rebounds. The Indiana State defense also stepped up big in the second half, forcing the Salukis' lowest scoring half of the season. ISU guard Julian Larry says his team doesn't let big wins get over them.
We just take it game by game. We don't really worry about how much we beat people. We just worry about if we're playing to our standard. So as long as we're playing to our standard, we're happy with that.
Indiana State improves to 6-1 on the season, as well as a 1-0 record in conference play, while Southern Illinois falls to 4-2 on the season. The Trees continue conference play this weekend, hitting the road to take on the undefeated Bradley Braves. High school boys basketball is also underway, with many teams in action on Tuesday. The Tuscola Warriors get the win over the Villa Blue Devils 69-43 to remain undefeated on the season. Casey Westfield comes out on top over the Effingham Flaming Hearts 59-31 and improves to 3-1 in the season. The Arcola Purple Riders come close but fall to Salt Fork Storm. The Charleston Trojans start their season tonight against Watsika, and that game is currently in action. A University of Illinois football player proves he's one of the best defensive players in the game. Tackle Jerzan Newton is named the Big Ten Defensive Lineman of the Year and the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. He's one of 4 Illinois players to ever win this award. Newton led Big Ten defensive tackles and quarterback pressures for the 2nd straight season. He also led defensive linemen in sacks. In Newton's 4 years with the team, he tied the Illini record for most sacks by a defensive lineman. Finally tonight, an Eastern Illinois football player gets an award for his play on the field. Running back MJ Flowers is named the Big South OVC Freshman of the Year. He was a huge part of Eastern's improvement, resulting in their first winning record since 2016. Flowers carried the ball for 854 yards on the season, the most nationally among freshmen. That's all for sports. Jenna Harrison, back to you.
Thanks, Andrew. Warmer weather returns to the Skywatch forecast, and so does some rain. Will Redden returns in a moment to recap conditions in Mattoon, Marshall, Maroa, and all the area next.
But first, there's nothing cheesy about tonight's parting story, and that's exactly why this popular food favorite is making headlines. Thanks for watching. This is Newswatch on WEIU.
Talks about you a lot. My dad and I were maybe thinking you could care for him during the day. All you'd have to do is be there, go on walks and stuff.
Why did you follow me home from the party? Or do you only remember when it's convenient?
I don't remember.
Jessica Chastain and Peter Sarsgaard star in Memory, about a social worker and her client whose lives intersect in surprising ways. The drama won the Volpe Cup at the Venice Film Festival. Memory opens in New York and LA December 22nd and across the U.S. January 5th. It may not feel like 20 years since The Diary of Alicia Keys topped the charts and earned 3 Grammy Awards, but it is. Keys is celebrating with a 20th anniversary concert Friday night in New York. It's sold out, but she's streaming it on Veeps.com. Head to the website for more info and tickets.
I need to figure out what inspires him. I can just replicate what he does. Imagine the money people will give us.
Here's your latest look at the Book of Clarence. Lakeith Stanfield plays a contemporary of Jesus who decides to make his mark by claiming his own divinity. The new take on the Bible epic will try to attract a following when it debuts in theaters January 12th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Finally tonight, it's too late for Thanksgiving, but there's a holiday food idea for you. A household staple is getting a vegan makeover. Kraft is partnering with a plant-based food company for a dairy-free mac and cheese. It's called Kraft Not Mac and Cheese. The vegan cheese is made with fava bean protein and coconut oil powder. Kraft says it has a similar taste, look, and feel to its original product. The new mac and cheese comes in original and white cheddar with shells and will start showing up in stores now through early next year. Some warmer temperatures are showing up on the 7-day forecast, which is a nice change from the last couple of days. Will Redden is back to give us the rundown.
That's right. Temperatures were up into the 50s today, and they're going to be back into the 50s tomorrow. 59 is our high. We're seeing mostly sunny skies to start the day, but as we get into the afternoon hours, we're going to see clouds building, and that chance of rain will be joining us tomorrow afternoon and throughout the evening tomorrow. That rain's going to continue into Friday. Friday, we're going to see most of that rain coming in the early morning hours, and it'll begin to clear up as we get into the afternoon, but we'll still be seeing those cloudy conditions, not just Friday afternoon, but that will continue on Saturday. Also continuing are those temperatures. We're staying in the 50s, 59 on Thursday, 50 on Friday, and we're a little bit warmer on Saturday. We're going to continue just to warm up slightly from Friday to Sunday, 51 on Saturday, and 52 on Sunday, and the chance of rain will also rejoining us on Sunday, but it won't be the similar type of rain we're seeing Thursday into Friday. Some scattered showers, but not heavy rain that we could expect to see early morning Friday. And then eventually by next Wednesday, we're back down into the 30s. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Will, and thank you for spending part of your evening with Newswatch. You can find the day's top stories and the Skywatch forecast on our website, WEIU.net.
WEIU is also streaming live on Hulu. Enjoy the rest of your night. The day is next.
Carle is redefining healthcare around you, innovating new solutions and offering all levels of care when and where you need it. Investing in technology and research to optimize healthcare, Carle, with Health Alliance, is always at the forefront to help you thrive.
Alamo Steakhouse and Saloon. Whatever the occasion, it's an environment for an evening of dining, conversation, and cocktails. Whatever your needs, our staff is ready. Alamo Steakhouse and Saloon, located at the Cross County Mall, Mattoon.